all the Redox decks. I mean, as a card, it is a Monster Reborn that you can play at 3. Clan Redox, Kara Curry Redox. I mean, that's just Kara Curry OTK, but it has Redox in it. Naturias could even use Redox. A lot of things. I mean, any Earth base, but I see it more as a tool than an actual card for that deck. It just says, hey, you have this card, bring back to me.
I think gadgets are underrated because they still got the power to make the fortress play. They're super consistent. Plus with Redox, it just makes it that much better. Like his special summon ability, it makes going to Big Eye and Dragon Set easier. I think it's a great deck. I'm working on it right now because I've been testing it out and it's been working pretty well against the meta. So, I mean, I think that's like the underrated deck in the game right now.
Constellars. They are basically, I guess you could call them counterpart to like Evil yeah, they fuck Evilsworn really bad. They're another anti-meta-ish deck that doesn't really feel any pressure from Maxis, which are main now. They're really good, especially with Omega and Pleiades. Thank you. They're really consistent. I love that. They are so consistent.
I think Kara Curry is most underrated because it can't have like an infinite game kind of like E-Dragons and Prophecies can, where you can just keep grinding out. But I think the OTK of Kara Curry is a bit underrated by most players. Because E-Dragons and Prophecies don't really pack any kind of Gorge or Chagodian to save themselves from OTK.
It's hard because when it was first announced getting new Harpy support, everybody was raving about it. The cards went up $45, all the Harpy's came, Dragon, Harpy's Queen, Cyber Harpy came. And they get Ego. They got a lot of support this pack, but then Dragon Rulers was announced with the baby dragons, and then you had the Phantom Flames, and then you had Eagle Storm support coming out. So they pretty much dominated the entire this release. That's all that's getting played. Oh yeah, and Spellbooks also. So I think Harpers can be really good this format if played right. You got Lightning Shador, you got the Monster, 2 Phantom Beasts, and get a beast. Generic rank 4s and your generic rank 7s, they can run Draco Sack 2 and Big Guy. They can negate effects, they search, they got search engine, they got beat sticks. I mean, it ain't nothing necessarily wrong with the deck, it's getting overshadowed by all these other decks. So
the Constellars are probably one of the most underrated. Being with dragons, I underrate spellbooks because I just don't think they're that good. And then it's supposed to be water, and then there's supposed to be evil swords, and then they say rogue decks, but honestly, Constellars have a 95-5 matchup against evil swords. They would probably have a little bit more harder time against water, but if they can first turn Pleiades, I think they could actually do really well against dragons. And against spellbooks, I think they would have a difficult matchup. But I think they're actually a pretty OP deck. They just rely on calls a lot. Which they also have 3 tanky 3 calls in the deck, but I think that's a big part. If you can't get that, it's really hard for you to play through.
Yeah, I ain't with you. I think TG Stun. TG Stun, well, TG Stun with Firefist added in as an extra. I think that should be broken. I just think because skill drain matches up against almost everything well. Elemental dragons, yeah, they can remove and it's like cause you don't rely on like all your muscles to fit that much. Like TG Stun don't have a lot of hand effects, so other than Werewolf. I mean I'm just thinking if they brought back one more striker, the deck would be playable. It's still playable. You just gotta change your synchros. You might have to add teleports in to make up for not having a second and third striker. So I mean, I think TG is fucking one of the most underrated decks.
Underrated.
I'm thinking Fernies are really underrated. Scraps are underrated, but it's just Scraps have a problem with like the decks like E-Dragon. I think Infernies are the best underrated deck just because they're so fast and they can just set up a bunch of can really hold their plays and make, like if you have 2 barrier against a proper player, you just kind of win. Now Dragons, they're just fast.
Did you mix? I want to say either Dragonity or Infernity right now because Dragonity got Tempest and they're really fast. The only thing that's stopping them right now is Ophion and things like that. Infernity have a great first turn opening if they open right, with the barriers and breaks. They can just grind through a game, or they can just straight OZK you. But I'm talking about the Exceed version, not the Sinker version. I don't really like the Sinker version as much. But I think Dragonities are really good too.